trying a new rucksack, the 3F UL Qidian Pro.
Wait, Tim, I thought you said you weren't going to do any gear videos anymore. Well, this should have been in Test Camp 1, but it didn't really fit. So for one night only, here's a gear review video. Don't get used to it.
It's a frameless pack. What I got it is like, I needed a lighter pack just for short trips like this, and then a possibility for it maybe working in Scotland. But the lack of frame, I think, is causing some issues. So, because of course I want to take a lot of food, because I'm going to be 3 or 4 days out from most places. There's the odd town, village, really, but some of it will be, yeah, a few days out. There'll be water, but not much else. So, you know, certainly no gluten-free food. You can see that it's a frameless pack because it needs the sleeping mat to sort of give it some kind of strength. Although, yeah, it depends how you pack it. It's pretty good. For the price, it's very good. I wish there was more pockets to it. You just got the hip belt pockets, which are open. Lose stuff. Get bugs in there. They're not stretchy mesh, but we have the quite big side pockets. We've got a stretchy mesh, fairly stretchy mesh, very big pocket at the back, and there's a roll top, and there's actually a pocket inside. It's 46 plus 10, so it's 56, which is about the size I wanted. I wanted a 40-50 pack for shorter trips, and also to see if this would work in the Scotland trip. I'm not totally sure about that because of the framelessness. I think you need to be travelling a lot lighter to make that work, I think. So as you can say, it's pretty packed. This has got most of the stuff I've taken to Scotland, but not all of it. So there's a lot more food to go in. I haven't got all the food in here. So many straps, I have to say. So many straps. It's just strap city. You can save a lot of weight just by removing some of the straps, actually. It's fairly comfortable. I've hiked about 5 miles with it so far, and maybe a few miles for today. I think it's possible for those kind of shorter trips to use. I'm doubtful about 10-15 miles with it, with that amount of weight. I think so. I think I've got bits of tree on my head. So I'm a bit doubtful about that, but I think it's pretty good actually so far. I haven't had any major problems with it. I had a lot of fun creating these because they just give you the toggles and the uncut bungee straps. You have to make your own. Yeah, so if you're into DIY, lovely. I'm crap at knots, so that was a bit too much fun for me. That's why the bungee is a bit shorter than it should be, because I got some of the lengths wrong, and also, annoyingly, the bungee let one of these go, so it's not exactly the most secure way of fixing things to it. I'm going towards taking the Kelty, the 8TL, because that's about it's 880 grams, plus obviously it's about 350 with the sleeping mat, but I've cut down the sleeping mat because I don't want a full sleeping mat, I just want a sit mat. So I would say around 1.1 kilogram, which is kind of the edge of the Ultralight, whereas my Kelty's 2.2 kilograms, but it's so comfortable that you can walk many miles in it. So like with the Harwich trip, I walked 14 miles with that in one day and didn't have a problem. So I'm thinking, I know people tease me about having this massive rucksack and massive pack, but there is a reason for it. It's so comfortable. I've not found a rucksack. The Osprey Ruck has problems with it. It's already started to break, which is, the zips are breaking, which is crap. Which hence why I've got this. And Osprey's support is, they're all faffing around with, oh, can you send us more pictures, and we have to have the PO number, and it's all like, oh, I don't have time for this. Yeah, it's the usual fob off, you know. I expect, for the price you pay for an Osprey, I expect stellar service. So I'm happy about that. So we'll see how this weathers. I mean, the buckles do feel a bit light. They're these little, if I can find one, these little small buckles. They use those on the tents, and they've been fine on the tents, but I know those can break. Got a very strange, slightly strange bigger buckle. I wish they'd gone for a standard one. I mean, that looks very standard, but this is a very strange shape for a buckle. On the hip belt, it doesn't fit everyone. Apparently, these in the Nature Hike are not so great for women. So the Nature Hike one isn't, 65. This one, some people love it, some people really hate it, and I think it really just depends, because it's not adjustable. I mean, there is a weird kind of amount of adjustability, because if you put more padding in, obviously you can have more strap and it'll probably ride higher or lower. I'm sure something like that, but you can't really adjust the torso, so that means that some people probably wouldn't fit this pack at all. Luckily for me, this rides just about on my hip bone, so that's pretty good. So I think for me it's fine. I have quite a short torso though, 17 inches. Even though I'm very tall, I have a very short torso. So I think if you have shorter or longer torsos, I think you might struggle with this. I think it's a little bit long for me, so probably sweet spot probably might be 18, 17 and a half, 18, but it's okay. Totally happy with the price. It was about 72 quid. There is a cheaper version, which is a Qidian, which is 850 grams. It's lighter. It's slightly less durable fabric or something, and slightly different, but you know, it's by all accounts, you know, if you get a special deal on the Qidian, you probably may as well just get that one. It comes in brown, green, black, blue, I think, and a few other colours. As usual, they're not sponsoring me. Reuse, repair, recycle. Don't buy stuff you don't need. You know, if in doubt, don't buy anything. That's our mantra on this channel. It's only because the ruck has been spectacularly painful and spectacularly bad for an Osprey product that I've got that. Otherwise, I would have stuck with the ruck. That rhymes. But yeah, I really wouldn't recommend the Osprey Ruck 65. It is not a good pack for a beginner, and if you fill it to what it can take, it'll be painful for you. It's weird. It's like Osprey made a pack that would probably be good for 40L, probably comfortable for 40L, and then made it 65. I don't know why they did that. The only downside of this pack is because you will end up with a sweaty back. People have mentioned this before. It's really for colder times or cooler times. It's not too hot today. It was a bit warmer earlier. Because of this, you will likely get a sweaty back. But that is a problem with any backpacks that don't have a mesh sort of suspended frame thing at the back, like the Osprey. I had the problem with the Eurohike No 25L that it made my back really sweaty, because it was just, even though it said air dry or whatever, and some kind of, lines between it still was just too hot. So not good for hot summer, not at all.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found it useful, please can you hit that like button or subscribe for videos that are probably not like this, or share with your backpack loving friends. Please click on this video on the screen now if you're interested in the rest of the test wild camp, and I'll speak to you soon.